High Level is a full CRM and marketing platform, and I've used some of the best in the SaaS industry. You know who made it. And we are live from LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Instagram. It's Reveting's Wednesday. Welcome to Wednesday, Revenue Party people. I'm playing with my new camera. I'm trying to keep my mic close to my face. But let me know in the comments if anything goes awry and I'm not paying attention. And keep us honest throughout the show, because remember, this show is about you. So we want to make sure that if you're showing up here, you're A, having a good time, and B, you're learning, and C, you're getting motivated. So if we're failing at any of those things, let us know in the comments. I can't wait to introduce you to today's guest. And we're going to have a really great show. We're talking a lot about marketing. But before we get into it, I want to encourage you to delegate. Delegate your audience by using Cherry Assistant. So I work with Cherry Assistant. It's how this whole production is ran, thanks to Layla, who is here tonight actually producing. So look, my hands are free. I am not running the show. It's Layla. We're training her to take over live streams so that not only can she do it for Wednesday, but then she can also help train other people, and she herself can do it for our clients. We're helping businesses go live on LinkedIn every day, and we want to help you go live on LinkedIn too. So Cherry Assistant helps us do that, but they help other businesses do other things. So during intermission, we'll play a little video and you'll get a little understanding of a bit more of what Cherry Assistant does. But also, if you know anything about me and my coaching program, I do have a workbook, a free workbook we can put up on the screen. It's, I think, linkedin.reveting.com/personal-branding if you're listening to this on podcast. But on that link, you can get a free download. And what that'll do is show you how we use High Level. So High Level is a full CRM and marketing automation platform that we use, and we actually white label it. So it looks like app.reveting.com, and then we use it for our clients. So then our clients have their own CRM and marketing automation platform. So we like to encourage people to, yes, get on our platform, but also if you're looking to start a business or you run a marketing agency and you're looking for an easy way to kind of manage your clients' content, then High Level might be the answer for you. So would love to get you started on my affiliate link. You can get a 30-day free trial, and it's on the QR code right here. But also, you can go to reveting.com/high level if you're listening to this on podcast and try out High Level. I'll talk to you more about that as well on intermission. But for now, I want to make sure and bring on our guest ASAP. Welcome to the show, Amy Kapolnek. So excited to have you here.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. We are going to be dropping so much knowledge. So I hope everybody has a pen and paper.
Oh, 100%. Exactly. And put your pen and paper in the comments. We want to hear from you, and be patient with us because Layla, she's doing it all right now. She's producing, she's doing the comments. So just keep the comments coming and we will get to them. Give us some good questions. But so the way we do it on Wednesday is we like to know your full life story and all the stuff we can't find on LinkedIn, like the real you, from birth to what brought you to now in 2 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and I'll put the clock up on the screen. Could you tell us your full life story in 2 minutes?
Oh my God. I don't know if I can, but we're going to try. Oh, the clock is already ticking. Okay. So what you don't know on LinkedIn. So I was born in Chicago to a single mother who worked 2 jobs to support and raise me and my younger sister. That is why I feel like I champion women and female founders so much, why it's so ingrained in the Forward group. I went to University of Iowa. I actually studied psychology, but didn't have much of an interest. I just wanted to get a degree and I wanted to party my ass off. Can we swear on this? I don't know, but I just did. From there, I moved to New York City, was there for 17 years, working my butt off. And now my husband and I are digital nomads living across the world. And we are currently in Albania. Let's see what else. Well, I guess I'll just introduce myself since I have about a minute. So like most people, I'm a multi-hyphenated professional. I'm a strategic advisor, a fractional CMO, and the founder of the Forward Group. Majority of my 18-year career, which you might not see on LinkedIn actually, I worked with indie CPG brands, everything from fashion, beauty, food, and beverage. And I truly felt like that was my calling and my passion. So in addition to working with indie brands, though, I have worked with the Fortune 500 venture divisions, developing their acquired brands or incubating new ones from the ground up. I've worked with Coty, launching Gucci Beauty and Burberry Perfume, as well as P&G on rebranding Olay and creating new product categories in Pantene. Like I mentioned, I'm super committed to championing and supporting women. It is ingrained in everything we do and who we work with at the Forward Group. So this is why, in addition to my indie brands that I love, I mentor and advise female-founded service providers, helping them transition to being business owners. I also mentor female collegiates who are interested in getting into beauty, wellness, or just learning, marketing. And I'm also a business mentor to early stage companies in the XRC Ventures portfolio. Do I have any more time? No, I'm up. Okay.
Your time is up, but that's great. And if there's anyone in the comments, like, who needs a mentor? I mean, now's your time, like plug it in, ask some questions, but also maybe send her a DM. Maybe it's speaking to you.
Yes, we actually do. So at the Forward Group, I provide 1 complimentary mentorship to a female founder per quarter. So we are going through applications right now for our next quarter, which starts April 1st.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And I can't remember,
Yeah.
did you join the Women Wave Warrior WhatsApp group?
I did.
Yay. Okay.
It's incredible. I love it because it talks about 360 topics. It's not just business. It's also, spiritual and, wellness and just like everything that I think as humans, we, makes up humans because we are complex individuals. It's not just all work all day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We are complex individuals. And while we're only talking about marketing on this little sliver of an hour, if you're a woman and you want to join the Women Wave Warrior community, it's a free WhatsApp community of women in business, sales, marketing, free place to like promote yourself, safe place to promote yourself, your business. Join and come. You might learn something. You'll meet new people. We're doing a retreat in Georgia in October. So we've got a mansion. I've got a partner. Can't wait to announce that. And she is like a health guru on LinkedIn. So many people have already known her and she's a big influencer, but she's amazing. And we're going to be learning about diet because, as you said, it's complex. Like we have to eat right. We have to be healthy. We have to have like spiritual centeredness as well as our marketing and sales skills. But
yes, because we have to make money, right?
Exactly.
So we need we need the money to fund everything else.
Exactly.
Like our psychology readings and our Pilates classes and our green juices. So
yes. Well, as a mom, I found it very hard to leave the house and work out. So I do a lot of videos on my TikTok for my I wake up at 5 a.m. I either go for a walk or I do yoga at home. But like, even if you can't go to the Pilates class, then find a way to stay healthy. But I digress because we have really good comments. And I normally talk only about B2B marketing, and you're bringing in kind of a whole new perspective that I think a lot of B2B marketers really too need to learn from B2C marketing and beauty and a lot of the industries that you were talking about. Because let's be honest, I think B2C has been a lot more creative throughout the years. They've had to appeal to the individual already, but B2B is now moving to that more humanistic approach where we have to now appeal to the individuals as well. And we can't be so boring and blue and you know what I mean, old school.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I saw from D2C and B2B, because obviously I'm a B2B service provider, but I work with my clients are D2C,
right?
And so I think I'm very unique, and I get to see both sides. And so what I've seen, like the big takeaway and the biggest change I've seen from D2C to B2B, that B2B has finally starting to integrate, but not completely, is building relationships. Because those quick sales, I don't believe that they exist. I think if you're in the consulting world, you're in, I mean, really any B2B, honestly, service, somebody wants that relationship. They want to build a relationship with you. They want to work with you probably long term, or at least on a project that's, meaningful in some way, whether to their business, to their bottom line, to themselves. And D2C does that really well. D2C, that's the whole idea right now, is how do we become besties essentially with our consumers, with our customers? How do we build community? How do we build loyalty? How do we make it meaningful and purposeful? And I'm seeing that B2B is starting to shift and pick up some of that. And I think it's great.
Yes. I love that so much. So let's hop into our first topic, which is 7 common marketing mistakes indie consumer brands make and how to fix them. And I'm curious to hear these because, if this is how consumer brands are fixing it, what do B2B brands already need to start anticipating?
Yeah, so I think I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet, but it might be a little lengthy because we have 7. The first one that I've noticed is brands executing on marketing channels without an actual marketing plan. So I'm always like, okay, well, if you're executing marketing, but you don't have a marketing plan, that's like throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping something sticks. It's not going to work. Especially for indie brands, they don't have the financial freedom for error and to do A/B testing all the time. They need to have a specific roadmap. And I feel like too many indie brands jump into social, email, paid ads without a roadmap, and it leads to scattered messaging, wasted budget, weak conversions. On top of that, it also doesn't align your team members or your agencies or your freelancers or whoever is working with you. So everyone ends up working in a silo instead of for one shared goal. So how do you counteract that? Because this is not only about the mistakes, it's also how do we fix them? So this is pretty clear. Develop a marketing roadmap, create clear goals, core channels, KPIs, and make sure that every marketing team member or agency or freelancer knows their KPIs. Those KPIs can be quarterly, monthly, yearly, whatever fits the initiative. I also think that you really need to have someone in. It could be yourself. It could be a fractional CMO that you bring in, marketing director, whoever it is. Somebody needs to pull everyone together and make sure that they're working together instead of isolation, because marketing does not work in siloed efforts. Everything has to be working together and pairing back to one another. And again, I just mentioned this. If you don't have a leader, if you're a founder that's not familiar with marketing, you really need to hire somebody. So a fractional CMO, a marketing director, make sure that you have the help you need to manage the team and execute the marketing plan, because it's not only about you have the marketing plan, you also need someone to execute it. So that's number 1. Number 2 is treating social media like an afterthought. So what I mean by this is that I see a lot of indie brands that focus on being active on social media, but they're not creating content with intention. So what I mean by that is they're not creating content that actually engages, converts, builds community, builds trust, etc. So without that, without those high quality visuals or strong messaging or video storytelling, social is not going to drive real results, whether that is sales, followers, engagement, whatever it is. So I always say invest in high quality content. You can use UGCers, which is user generated content, content creators, professional shoots, etc. There are so many affordable options out there to create that high quality content. You just have to make it a priority to invest in that. I also think showing versus telling. So what I mean by that, in beauty and wellness, it's not just about, oh, here's our product. It's about the texture. It's about the application. It's about the before and after results. That's meaningful. That is what a consumer wants to see. And again, you have to have strategy here. It's not just posting for posting's sake. You have to be strategic in storytelling and educating. Number 3, and this is one I see all the time, and it is really, really hard to digest for me. It's always like order number 1 when I have a new client is not fully building out e-commerce. This is one of the biggest problems I see with indie brands. They focus on driving traffic to their website through social media, maybe even email. They want to instantly do paid media, whether that's SEM or social. They want to partner with influencers. But it's like, if your website is not set up, it's not going to convert. So in reality, you're just wasting time, limited resources, and effort. So I always say there's a few things that your e-commerce needs to have in order to be fully optimized. Showcase your product and experience. So videos, texture shots, ingredient deep dives. Again, the before and afters, the how-to. Build credibility. If you don't have testimonials, if you don't have a founder or a brand story, if you don't have real customer experiences in your product pages, not just on your homepage, you need to add them. Make sure that there's streamlined checkout. You want to make it as easy as possible for a consumer to purchase. So remove any extra steps, reduce clicks. This is really where the UX UI comes in, the user experience, user interface. If it's clunky, if it's missing details, if there's too many steps, consumers are not going to work hard to give you their hard-earned money. They will bounce. They will go somewhere else, especially since right now beauty, wellness is so, CPG in general, even food and bev, is so saturated. They will go somewhere else. Also make sure it's mobile friendly. I would add subscriptions because this is such an easy way to boost your repeat purchase rate. That is a critical, we'll get into this later, but it's a critical metric that investors look for. And again, I'll get into the percentage that you would want to be at for your repeat purchase rate. But subscriptions is also kind of, I look at it as like passive income for an indie brand. You know, a lot of these consumers, they set it and forget it. And so that's income that is being generated month to month, and you're doing nothing for it, essentially. Boost your average order value. You could do this with upsells, cross sells. This is where bundles and sets are a really great resource. Again, making sure your website's optimized on the front end and the back end with SEO keywords. This will help drive organic traffic. So if you're a brand that is not investing in any SEM, this is going to hopefully get you some of that organic traffic. I think lastly, well, now I have 2 more. So second to last, I would say a chat button. So Shopify, most brands are on Shopify. It is literally free to add a chat button. You can customize it with FAQs, as well as times that there'll be a customer service rep. A lot of the times the founder's the customer service rep. So you can say, hey, listen, we are open from 9 to 6, Eastern time. And lastly, this is something that bigger brands have adopted a few years ago, but indie brands still are struggling with it. And it's adding a quiz element. So what I mean by that is, we've all taken quizzes, like, what does your astrology sign say about your favorite food, whatever it is. Consumers love to know and learn about themselves, which is why quizzes will always have some of the highest engagement. So adding a quiz on the website is also going to do that. It's going to engage anyone that lands on your website. It is also going to give you zero-party data. That is needed. That is so crucial for an indie brand because usually they don't have a lot of data. And that's going to give you an understanding of your audience, what is valuable in marketing, what is, like how can we optimize our marketing? How can we also optimize our product development? You're not going to know what to develop if you don't know what your customer wants. I think it also is an opportunity for you to educate the consumer about the brand. Typically, when they're going through a quiz, you can add elements on the side to be like, did you know this? Or, in our lotion, in our moisturizers, we include this. And just in general, it increases conversion and allows you to retarget them if they don't convert. So I love a quiz. I'm always pushing that with clients. If they don't have one, let's try to develop one. And there are very affordable companies like Octane AI that offer this service. I don't know if we've had any questions, but I'm going to keep ripping through. So
a lot of agreements, videos, people are cheering on video for sure.
Yes.
I need to do a marketing bit.
Well, what's crazy is that adding videos and product listings actually increase conversion by like 80%. It's wild. And yet most brands don't do it. And you're like, why? Because it doesn't have to be even super professional. We're seeing brands now add in influencer photos or UGC, like customer videos. And that's okay, like in the wild, right? And that's fine. People want to see authentic customers, authentic people using the product. They don't always want to see everything stylized.
Yeah, that's true.
So number 4, I would say sleeping on email marketing. So fun fact, and maybe some other marketers will agree with me. Email is not only the most cost-effective marketing channel, but it's also one with the highest ROI. So there was a recent article that came out that said for every dollar spent on email marketing, it actually generated $36. And that was on average across all different types of industries. What I'm seeing with indie brands is that they'll do the bare minimum, meaning maybe they'll have a welcome email set up, maybe they'll send a campaign email now and again. Or maybe they don't have anything at all. They'll just use social media to connect with their customers. But what happens is that they miss out on repeat revenue and building those customer relations that we were talking about. Email marketing is also a retention tool, which we'll get into later. So if you don't have it set up, first of all, set up your automations, set up your welcome series, your abandoned cart, your post-purchase, your win-back flows, send regular campaigns, campaign emails. I always say start at least twice a month. You can work your way up to weekly if you have the engagement there. Make sure that whatever is in the campaign emails, that you're not just pushing product, needs to be valuable content. You need to have an element of storytelling. Maybe there's going to be exclusives, like not just a discount, but an exclusive drop or an exclusive product or exclusive access. Because remember, many of the people that are going to be on your email list are going to be customers already. And I think also making sure that, again, you utilize that data to personalize and segment your emails because, if someone's never bought a vitamin C serum, not saying that there won't be an opportunity, but maybe they don't want an email, or they're going to open an email about vitamin C, et cetera, et cetera. I think, okay, so number 5, ignoring the data and making decisions on gut instinct. Whew, I could have a whole segment on this.
Data. I love how you've mentioned zero party data. Last time you mentioned data. Now data is coming back up again. So listen up, people. Okay, go ahead.
And the problem is that indie brands have such limited access to data because they don't have any tools in place to collect it. And they don't realize the importance. So what instead they're doing is they're either ignoring the data, even if they have it, Google Analytics set up, Facebook Pixel, Shopify obviously provides data. They're either ignoring it for a multitude of reasons and just going with their gut instinct, or they're not looking at it or able to interpret it. So I always say, like, even if you think you know what's working, even if they're like, yeah, this person chatted and said this, and we've had a lot of DMs on social. Okay, you're biased though, because 1 or 2 inquiries on something doesn't mean all of your customers in general want that or have purchased that or, whatever it may be. So I'm always saying, analyze your website data, your social media engagement, your email performance monthly, all together. You can do it individually, but also all together. Because if you don't do it all together, you're not going to have the full story, which means you can't make an informed decision. So what I always recommend for a new brand, specifically an indie brand, is to start first and foremost tracking your data. So if you don't have Google Analytics set up, if you don't have Facebook Pixel added into the back end of your website, do that first. Then start tracking all of your data monthly. The second Monday of the following month, review the data from the prior month. You can review campaigns. Again, if you're looking at social media data, make sure that you are also looking at influencers. Did you do any influencer collaborations that could have increased your numbers? Was there any PR, like articles or features that came out that could have also affected your social media? You have to look at the full, again, you have to look at outside sources, not just the physical data. Make sure that you're creating and tracking KPIs. You need to know what's driving sales versus which is just driving engagement. Yes, we all, a lot of brands come across my desk that say, we'd love to have a viral video. Wouldn't we all? But at the end of the day, will that viral video actually convert into sales? Sometimes not. A lot of times not.
Right.
Like I said before, set up your website analytics. Use those. Those should be your holy grail. They're also going to tell you where customers are dropping off in your journey, which is super important. People sometimes tend to look at conversion, but they're not looking at, okay, what about everything else before purchase? So
yes.
Exactly. What about awareness? What about consideration? And what about afterwards as well? What are we doing afterwards?
Because that's just the beginning of the sale. When the first conversion just means now you get to resell to them.
Exactly. So, okay. We can.
Yeah, no, we got it. We had a couple questions. So the data thing. So like, first off, AP, he asked about zero party data. So zero party data is information that customers voluntarily share with a brand.
Yes.
Like unlike other sources, like the tracking stuff or purchase data. This data comes directly from the customer.
Yes.
What would you add on that, on zero party data?
No, you crushed it.
Thank you.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it is a new term. I love the term though. And I think it's a really powerful one. Newer. I feel like it was a buzzword like 2 years ago, but I still consider it kind of newer because most people, especially in B2B, they really are just like getting aware of first party and third party and cookies going away. And of course, Google just keeps, postponing that. So, but anyway, I digress. Anyway, great question. And then also the other question for you was, if you had to do a marketing audit for a business, what questions would you ask?
Oh my gosh. We actually, so funny that someone asked this. We have a whole intake form of all the questions that we ask. We also have a Google Sheet with marketing projections. And we ask that the founders fill it out to the best of their abilities. The marketing projections are not only from the past year, it's also for the current year or the upcoming year. And it's everything from number of customers, number of active customers, obviously sales, number of orders, AOV, unit transactions. So like how many units, how many SKUs, products is somebody buying per transaction. We are looking at win-backs. We're looking at acquisitions. We're looking at, we're looking at so many different things. So that for us gives us all the data that we need to kind of make up an idea of what's going on with the business and where the business needs to probably pivot, and or what channels they need to use to meet their, it's typically revenue goals. So we use that in addition to our inquiry intake form. We also ask for their marketing plan. If they have one, a lot of times they don't. We ask for their marketing strategy, which is different than their plan. A lot of times they don't have a full built out marketing strategy either. I don't know if, do you want me to get into the difference? So the difference between a marketing plan is this is your marketing roadmap.
Yeah.
This includes your channels, your strategies, your initiatives, your campaigns, your timeline. Versus your strategy is all of your marketing insights, your competitor analysis, your SWOT analysis, and most importantly, all of your customer information. So customer profiles, customer personas, journey map, etc. And then we also ask for the brand strategy, because what we have found is that if you internally as a founder, and this goes for anybody, if you don't have a deep set purpose, a deep set mission, you're usually, I'm not going to say fail because it's not, I don't love that term, but you're not going to probably have what it takes to build a D2C brand, because you need to be a lion in order to build a D2C brand right now in the CPG space. So that provides insights on, do we have that? Do they have that? Do they have a strong founder brand story? Because if you don't, that also could be affecting why they're not selling. Yeah, those are basically things that we ask. I mean, I know it's not specific questions. The questions are lengthy. Definitely reach out to me on LinkedIn. Happy to set up a call and go through the individual questions.
Definitely.
I don't know who asked that, but
definitely should send you a DM.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is really great. And actually it's really great for his business. He's 30 under 30. So he's doing some big stuff. Yeah. They're basically helping medical students. How do I explain this, AP? Helping medical students study for the MCAT with technology, community. I'm sure there's more to it that I'm not explaining, but he has just done such an amazing job taking off with that. But
well, congrats. That's amazing.
Yeah, he's doing big things and he's loving the marketing stuff, which is great because he needs to start really picking up on the marketing stuff too. But we are already halfway through and we're only through topic 1. I can't believe it.
This is so crazy. Okay. We'll have to skip through. It's okay.
We might miss topic 4 and that would be okay. But, we want to make sure
that's okay.
This stays about the audience. So you guys keep asking questions, keep the conversation coming, but we're going to take a quick break and I want to make sure that you understand fully about Cherry Assistant. So here's another example of what Cherry Assistant is doing to help you delegate your business.
This is Mike, also known as Clean with Mike on Twitter. Mike hired a virtual assistant from Cherry Assistant about 2 years ago. Now he has a $50K per month business fully managed by a remote operator in South Africa. His VA from South Africa does the following: closing inbound leads on the phone, Yelp and Google and Facebook, manages his CRM and Go High Level, deals with rescheduling, cancellations, any issues, hires and manages the cleaners, and sends them daily reports and updates. Mike has a fully cash flowing business managed by a remote operator for only $8 an hour. You can also hire a US equivalent worker in the Philippines, South Africa, Latin America for a fraction of the cost with Cherry Assistant. Be like Mike and grow your business with offshore staff.
Okay, so what they're offering are a whole bunch of things, but if you're not seeing the screen, you're on podcast, what you're seeing is lead generation on the menu, CRM management, prospecting assistance, sales presentation preparation, data entry and cleanup, customer support, project management assistance. And then they go out and find the person with the skills somewhere in the world and connect them with you. And I've had a really great experience with it. But also, I want to tell everybody a little bit about High Level. Have you heard about High Level before, Amy?
I haven't, but I was going to say I might want to hire Cherry Assistant.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm in the need. I'm on the lookout for an EA. So, but tell me about High Level.
Yes, well, we'll put you in touch with DJ Kim. He's amazing. He's the founder of Cherry Assistant, and Layla's here. She's with Cherry Assistant, and I've only had a great experience. But with High Level, I'm using to send out newsletters, emails, marketing automation. It's sort of like a I don't want to mention the competitors, but these big SaaS players that businesses are paying like $30,000 a year for. High Level you get for $97 a month. And that's the like entry level. And with that, you get 3 accounts. So like you get a CRM and marketing automation platform, and 2 of your clients get CRMs and marketing automation platforms that you can white label, and you can have them log into it from like it's yours. Like mine's app.reveting.com. So if you get my newsletter, I sent that from High Level this morning, technically app.reveting.com, but it's white labeled. So if you go to reveting.com/newsletter, you can sign up for my newsletter and you can see what a newsletter sent from High Level looks like. Also, we're building websites on High Level. We're sending marketing automations. What we're really doing right now in the Taking Up Space program is helping people build their master classes, and not the master class itself, but the marketing around it. So it starts with a landing page. You need a landing page for your masterclass. Okay, boom. Well, we've already got templates built out in Reveting, app.reveting.com. So I just share those with everyone who joins my coaching program, and then we customize it toward their need. And then they have like 30 some emails that will email them, their recipients, up until the date of their masterclass. So of course, those are trickled. We're not emailing everyone at once. And these are only people who fill out the form, but this is what we're doing. And you can do all of that in High Level. And we would love to teach you how to use it. So if you go to reveting.com/high level, you'll get the 30-day trial. You can use the QR code on the screen. And if you do the 30 days, reach out to me, because I want to help make sure that you succeed on High Level, because it's my affiliate link. So I'll get a cut every time you renew. But anyway, I digress. Let's get back into our topics. So yes.
Can I actually just do one more, because this is like probably under the 7. I know we're not going to get 7, which is completely
That's okay.
fine. But there is, I think we can skip maybe D2C versus retail. I feel like that might not be as important for this audience. But my last one I want to say is an indie brand mistake that I see. And AP, I don't know if you have this, but definitely you need to get a retention strategy. So I see so many brands acquire new customers, but they fail to actually keep them. And McKinsey, I believe it was McKinsey, did a study a few years ago that said for every customer lost, you need 3 more to acquire them. And that's a lot of money, because if anyone knows about customer acquisition costs, CAC is the acronym we use in marketing. They are through the roof right now across the board. So what happens is you're spending all this money, you're acquiring these customers, and then instead of increasing their customers' lifetime value through this retention strategy, they're losing them. And then now they have to pay so much more money to acquire new ones, and they don't even realize it's happening. So I say launch a loyalty or rewards program. You really want to encourage repeat purchase. This is so important, because when we do talk about fundraising and how marketing is tied into fundraising, this is one of the metrics that investors look for. I would say think differently about your reward or loyalty program. There are so many out there that actually don't bring value. We're all consumers. Think about what we want. Create that. Build post-purchase touch points. We talked about post-purchase emails. So build those out. Those could be educational content, VIP perks, whatever it is. And then someone mentioned about how UGC is really great to build community. You were right on the money. It totally is. So that is what retention is for. Retention is to foster a community. So exclusive groups. WhatsApp is now integrated with Instagram for those of you who may not know. And yeah, just overall keeping the customers engaged through this community like Jesse does. So that is super big. Retention.
Yes, retention marketing. And so many people forget about that. So many businesses forget about retention. I'm guilty of it myself. I was working at a Series C, and that was the first time I got into retention marketing. And it was because we finally started capturing data on like people would delete their account. And so we'd say, why are you leaving? And then it's like, oh, they're leaving because of this. Well, what if we automate an email that said, don't leave, do this instead?
Yeah.
And guess
what can we get you to do to stay? Like, do you want, we'll give you $1 on your next month, whatever it is. And people usually will stay.
Totally. Even if you like get them back on half the price, at least they didn't leave, as long as it covers your cost still, of course. But like, yes, absolutely. Retention marketing. I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because we rarely even mention it on this show. I feel like really good, well greased and engined, like even like larger B2B SaaS companies have at least a retention marketing person, if not a team. Because like your existing business is where you can generate a lot of the times a lot more of your revenue, because your new business is more costly to get and it's not going to be as large. They're going to come in at a smaller amount. So you want to make sure that you're constantly going after those old ones, even if it's like retaining them, because that's an opportunity.
Yeah.
No, I love you. Please don't go. And you can like build your relationship.
Go to my competitor.
Yes, exactly.
And then also upselling too. Like I think on the B2B side, since I know we're talking a lot about indie D2C, but let's talk about B2B for a minute. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of clients that come across my desk who are not ready for fractional CMO, who are not ready for integrated consulting. Maybe they start with strategic advising, and then I'm personally upselling them along the way when they hit those milestones. So, okay, you don't need advising anymore. Maybe you need strategic planning, or maybe while they're also doing advising, they also need strategic planning, which is, you know, creating the marketing roadmaps, the marketing plans, et cetera. And then when they get to a point, upselling them again on the fractional CMO and on the integrated consulting. And there are so many other things in between. Courses or, you know, communities like Jesse, like you've built. So I think, again, you know, retention, like you said, it's not only about retaining, but it's also about how can you increase your average order value from a D2C side, but also your monthly revenue per client on the B2B side.
Yeah, definitely. I'm so glad you mentioned that. All right. Well, I'm going to skip over topic 2.
Yeah, we can skip. I don't think it's as important.
Fundraising insights or proven marketing strategies. I feel like
fundraising.
Someone in the comments is fundraising. Why don't you take it away? Fundraising insights, how marketing ties directly to raising capital and what founders need to prepare.
And this is quick, I promise. So a lot of this, this information is specifically for D2C brands. However, if you are to be a B2B and you are looking to raise, there's a lot of similarities. So the first one is they're across the board. They're looking for a strong brand and founder story that resonates with the consumer, whoever it is. There's a lot of noise right now, as we all know, in every industry, tech, beauty, wellness, whatever it is. So having that strong story can help you stand out amongst everybody else, especially your competitors. People also bind to people. I always say that, so remember that. Second is strong marketing traction. So you've heard me say retention, repeat purchase. This is where they're going to look. They want to make sure of 2 things. There's product market fit, and consumer demand. So the metrics you want to look at is CAC, customer acquisition cost, LTV, which is lifetime value. So how much money has the customer spent with you over their lifetime? And then also retention rates. All of this is going to show them that there is growth and potential for additional success. Last one, strong marketing strategy. Obviously, I could not put that one in there. But this is really important to an investor. They want to know where their money is going. I have heard many investors say we do not want to line Mark Zuckerberg's pockets any more than we need to. And they're right. You can't spend $1 million on advertisements. That's not a good strategy. You need to make sure that you're using it effectively. And the 3 places I usually see it being used is marketing, product development, and I call manpower. So your team. And regardless of all of that, whatever in your marketing strategy, whatever money that they're giving you, obviously make sure you have a budget. This is how we're going to use it. But all in all, your marketing strategy needs to drive customer acquisition, needs to drive repeat purchases, and overall just drive revenue growth. So quick and easy.
Yes, absolutely. Have you found at all in those fundraising conversations that CAC payback time is looked at? Because that's something I've heard come up.
You know what? I haven't. Not on the D2C side, maybe in the B2B side, that's more important. But in the D2D side, normally not. Normally they're looking at LTV and repeat purchase. And obviously retention. They want to know that, okay, if you spent $100 to acquire a customer, that you've made that back 4 times, if not more. So typically with the CAC LTV ratio, you want it to be 4 to 1. So you want your lifetime to be at least 4, your lifetime value LTV at least 4, and 2, obviously your CAC 1. So if you spend $100 to acquire, you're going to want your LTV to be 400. And obviously, if your LTV is 400, and let's say they've made 3 purchases, obviously that retention rate's in general, your retention rate should be higher, your repeat purchase rate should be higher. So that is what I've seen investors on the D2C side look for.
Gotcha. Maybe the CAC payback thing might be a B2B SaaS thing.
It could be.
So CAC payback period, I saw someone ask, this is how long it takes for a company to earn back what they spent to acquire a customer. So CAC, customer acquisition cost. And it's basically CAC divided by monthly revenue from that customer. And
oh, wow. Okay.
the CAC is 100 and a customer, say, pays $25 a month, then your CAC payback is 4 months, of course. So a shorter payback period means the company then becomes profitable more faster. So
I wonder if that's like also for like membership models and things like that.
Yeah, subscription models. All the
yes.
companies you've seen that with were subscription companies. So your LTV, like the golden rule, right? So like what we want is the LTV should be way higher than the CAC. If the CAC is too high and the LTV is too low, then the business won't be profitable. But most companies aim for like that LTV CAC ratio of about 3 to 1 is what I remember. And
3 to 1.
Yeah.
You want it as big as possible.
Yes. Bigger than that, ideally.
Bigger than that.
The investors won't annoy you as much if you can keep that 3 to 1.
Yeah. And also be profitable, not generate revenue, but be profitable. Very different terms of generating revenue and being profitable.
Yes, exactly. Such a good topic. I haven't talked that in a long time. Thank you for bringing that up. And we only have 10 minutes left. We did 2 topics in the full hour, but we have to do the guru of the week. We are doing the guru of the week, right? I'm going to do a drum roll. Okay.
So is this when I do like my shout out to my guru?
Yes. And tell us, why should we all go follow this person? I'm going to take myself out of the screen and put them up. Yes.
Okay, so this is Leslie Hall. She is the CEO of Ice Media and an absolute powerhouse in paid social and digital strategy in the beauty world. She has been pivotal in the advancement of paid media since Ice Media was founded in 1999 way before even paid media was a thing. She was in just straight advertisements. But she has led industry giants like L'Oreal, Estee Lauder, MAC, Glow Recipe, et cetera, to massive success with paid media. She's also a trailblazer with TikTok Shop. So she is a TikTok Shop beyond expert. I don't even know what the next level is of expert, as well as just launched a beauty retail called Hot Drops. She's really changing the retail aspect and like how consumers shop, which is amazing. I would say what I think is her best feature, obviously besides being intelligent and a trailblazer, is that she's a true girl's girl. So she's always championing and supporting female founders, which we need in this world. We need more females pulling other females up to success and breaking those glass ceilings. So that's my guru of the week. If you don't know her, don't follow her. I would say definitely make sure that you do. She's incredible.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. And just like right on point with all the things that I'm passionate about too. So Leslie Ann, congratulations. You're the guru of the week. Everyone go follow her. And I'm going to have to reach out to her and see if she wants to be a guest on the show because she sounds incredible. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Before we go, I know we've got some people who are interested in hearing more from you. So could you just take a minute to tell everyone a little bit about who you serve, how you serve them, and if they feel like maybe they could work with you, how could they reach out to you?
Yeah, so I didn't say this before, but the fwrd Group is a growth consulting firm. We specialize in strategic advisory, strategic planning, and fractional CMO services, primarily for indie female-founded businesses. But AP, shoot me a DM. We will make an exception as long as you're an ally. Wink, wink. We offer 4 different types of services: one-on-one strategic advising, strategic planning, fractional CMO, and integrated consulting. For time purposes, I'm not going to get into all of them, but like I mentioned, we work with female founders across industries, from D2C, beauty, wellness, and medical, as well as B2B services like consulting. Our B2B clients are typically new business owners who are transitioning from employee to entrepreneur, and so they need help getting their business up and running. In terms of what makes us different, I know a lot of consultants say this, but it's really our ethos at the fwrd Group. We're not just consultants. We are your true partners. We're also business owners ourselves, so we understand what it's like to have the passion, the sweat and tears, the highs and lows, the peaks and valleys of building a business, and oftentimes doing it alone. So when we sign on a new business, we're as invested in the success as much as the founder is. And that is why we really pride ourselves on offering a high touch, tailored, customized approach. We know that a new business owner or an indie brand founder does not have the financial freedom for errors. So we make sure that everything we do has impact and drives results. If you think you're a fit to work with us, I say you can connect with me on LinkedIn or via our website. It's thefwrdgroup.com. Fwrd is spelled FWRD. We do have an inquiry form, and we have an email address on the website that will lead you directly to Karina, our amazing director of operations, and she can send you more information.
Oh, that's incredible. Well, you heard it here, y'all. So definitely reach out to Amy and continue the conversation with her because you probably have a lot to gain. But again, Amy, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show. I know we had the other guest fell sick, which happens from time to time. So it can be a little bit intimidating to like switch things around last minute, but you were like a total trooper. So I really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much. I feel like we need a part 2.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll have to rebook and get you on later on this year.
I know. AP, I will hear from you on LinkedIn. Thank you so much again, Jesse. This was amazing.
Yes, thank you. And thank you everyone for coming out, and we'll see you next week.
What?